Hello, this is my intermediate to advanced exercise program for the anteriorly tilted pelvis. So very quickly, what does that mean? An anterior pelvic tilt. Your pelvis has a very particular position that it's supposed to stand in, rest in. Generally, there's no right and wrong for where it needs to be, but there is a particular amount of movement that we need to have within the pelvis. So if you have an increased anterior pelvic tilt, your posture will look like this. So it's where bum pokes out, abs are switched off, there's an increased arch in the back. Posterior pelvic tilt looks like so. You've ever seen people with their swing back posture. So the back's flat, the hamstrings and the glutes are doing quite a lot of work. Why is this important? In today's in this day and age, the way we all work out, and with a lot of us having desk-based postures, the muscles that anteriorly tilt our pelvis this way, which are the hip flexors and the quads, like I say very, very quickly, this area of our body is being made do a lot of work. So if you're at the gym and you love doing your squats, doing your leg press, doing your lunges, if you sit quite a lot at work and you have your hip flexed up in this position, if you're a cyclist, quite a keen runner, front of your legs are getting a lot of work. So if we think of a seesaw effect, the hamstrings have to work an equal amount as the quads at the back. But if we spend all of our time training the front part of this leg, this is going to pull the pelvis into this anterior pelvic tilt. So we need the glutes and the hamstrings and the upper abdominal muscles to do a little bit more to take us into neutral, so that on a day-to-day basis, you don't hit a point in your life where you start to get very, very painful in one of these areas. Most people, it's usually the lower back that gets painful with being like this, or the hip flexors in at the front. So I also used to have this posture until I started training Pilates. So this is my program. Like I say, it's intermediate to advanced, so it is going to be quite hard for anybody that's beginners level. You'll maybe find this difficult, but the main thing is going to be about, like I say, strengthening the back body, giving the spine a little bit of a stretch off, and working the sides of the hips as well to help keep our pelvis propped up so that we have that maximal range of movement. So we'll get started with a few standing warm-up exercises to begin with, and then we'll come down onto the mat to get started. Okay, we'll start off with some lunges to begin with, but first we're going to stack up our standing posture to begin with, just so you know where normal and where neutral is for each joint of the body. Okay, bringing your feet into a hip width apart stance, just so that your big toes directly underneath where your two hip bones are. Have a wee feeling at your feet to begin with. So I want you to shift your weight forward so that you're pressing all of your weight down through all 10 of your toes. Then lean back so that your weight comes back onto your heels. We'll do 3 or 4 of these. This is bringing an awareness into your feet. All right, where does your weight naturally sit in your feet? We're going to move from left to right. So we're hitting the outside borders of the feet. So when you come over onto the left hand side, you're going to feel the weight coming down the outside border of that foot. Opposite side, you'll feel the weight shifting down there. Okay, left, weight's on the outside border, left and right, outside border, back and forward, and let's make circles. So we'll go out to the left, come forward, weight comes into the front of the toes, come to the right hand side, outside borders, back of the heels, and change direction. Now we'll move off to the right hand side, over onto the front of the toes, sides of the feet, and back center. Find your neutral. So I want your weight spread evenly over all 10 toes, the outside border of the foot and the heel. So the inside of the foot should be lifted up and away from the ground, almost as if you're gripping your toes. Okay, knees nice and soft. And we're going to play with that pelvic tilt that I just talked about. So you can have a hand on your belly button and a hand on your back. Inhale. On your exhale, we're going to come in for that anterior pelvic tilt. So it's almost like headlights on the car. We're dumping them down towards the floor, increasing that arch of the back. Breathe in. On your breath out, imagine like you have a string coming out of your belly button here and you're pulling your pelvis up towards your face, squeezing your bum and squeezing your tummy to stack your back into a flattened position. Breathe in to tip forward. Breathe out to pull back. Good. And just go somewhere halfway in between those 2 points. Tightening your lower tummy muscles as if you're pulling into a tighter pair of jeans, and squeezing your pelvic floor as if you wanted to stop yourself from going to the toilet. That's going to keep yourself grounded quite nicely on this side. Okay, from here we're going to go straight in for our lunges. Shoulders back and neck up nice and tall. Start with the right leg first. Put your right leg out behind you. Good stuff. And this is all about balance, okay? Just getting our pelvis to align nicely on top of our legs. Hands down by the side, breath in. And on your breath out, lunging down on that back leg, arms come up overhead. And we're just straightening up and down. So we're not going to step together. We'll do about 5 to 10 repetitions, just warming up the legs, getting the blood flowing, thinking about that weight distribution going down through your feet, the knee coming over the second toe, the pelvis, a grounding foundation on top. Good, last 2. And 1. Good, step together. And now pop the left leg back. Get steady in this stance first. Hip bones facing me, arms by your side, inhale. And on your exhale, dropping at the knee, arms come up overhead. And breathing. Breathe out to come down, breathe in to come up. So that your breath in inflates you to come up and stand. Trying to keep the balance. I'll be working the side glute muscles. Good, last 2. And 1, step together. Beautiful. Hands come onto your hips just here. And we'll step back a little bit. We're going to bring the feet slightly wider than hip width apart. Take your weight down onto your right leg. Knee straight and toe pointed on the left hand side. Stacking the shoulders up on top of the hip bones so that your body's not moving. Everything up here is steady. Leg lift. Like windscreen wipers, just lifting up onto the side, just in within the plane of your body. Good, and we're going to do a couple of holds. Lift the leg out to the side and hold. 2, 3, lower back down. Lift and hold. 2, 3, lower back down. Lift and hold. 2, 3, lower back down. Last 1, 2, 3, and we're going for 5 singles. Touch and up, down and up. Good, last 3, 2, really good, and 1, up, down. Shift weight onto the opposite side. Weight goes down through that bent left knee, knee straight and toe pointed on this side. Shoulders stacked up on tops of the hips. Ribs down heavy on top of your grounded pelvis. Inhale. Exhale to side lift. Like I say, it can be quite useful sometimes to do these exercises in front of a mirror as well, so that you can watch your form and make sure you're getting all these wee postural cues. Like I say, a lot of the time with these ones, I see this kind of thing happening. Everything in this leg and the trunk stays cemented. My head, my tummy, my leg, all down this side, you can see, is like a door. It's like a plank of wood. It's just this lift. Now we're going to do our holds. Lift and hold. 2, 3, and down. Lift. 2, 3, touch down. Good. Last few. Up and hold. 2, 3, down and lift. Hold. 2, 3, down and lift. Last one. Hold. 2, 3, up and down. Good. 3 singles. Up, down. Last 2, down and 1. Down. Inhale. Exhale. Coming down into a little mini squatted position. Bring your legs slightly wider than hip width apart. Pull your pelvis up towards you when you're here. Good. And we're just going to pulse while we're down here. Arms just out in front. Setting the shoulder blades back and down onto the cage. Keeping down in this knee bent position. Shifting our weight from left to right. Good. And on this next time that we come over onto the right, we bring the right hand onto the right thigh. Side stretch. Take a breath in here. Breath out, reach with both arms tall and down onto the left leg. Lunging off to the side. See how far you can side bend down. Breathing deep. Filling in the backs of the ribs. Inhale. Exhale, reach tall. And onto the side. Good, reaching. Up and over. Last time on this side. Big breath in. Beautiful. Big breath out, reach tall, breathe in. On your breath out, feet parallel, soften through the knees. Tuck your chin down towards your chest. Dropping your spine down one bit at a time until you come down to touch the floor. Good. Breathing in. And breathing out. Big breath in. Big breath out. With your right hand, take a grab of your right ankle Lean into that right hand side, and I'm going to get you to reach back with your left arm up towards the ceiling behind you, as if you're reaching back for your car seatbelt, and you're turning your head to look back at your left thumb. Take a breath in, breath out, 2 hands back down center, looking down in between your legs. Inhale. On your exhale, left hand grabs left ankle, shift your weight onto that bent left leg and reach back with your right arm. Trying to twist, get a little bit of spinal rotation in here. Reaching up for the ceiling, reaching back for that car seatbelt. Big breath in. And your breath out. Hands back center again. Alrighty. Inhale. On your exhale, ground down through your feet. We're going to stack up one bit at a time, nice and gentle. The lower back stacks up first. It's like a slinky. Then the mid back, the shoulders, and the very last thing to come back up is the head. We're going to do that one more time. Really articulate it now. You've 24 moving parts in your spine. We're going to drop each one down like a slinky, like a string of beads, to open up the entirety of the spine for spinal mobility. Big breath in. On your breath out. Chin tucks towards the chest, we're looking down towards the floor. Arms go heavy out in front of us, the knees are soft. Pull your belly button up towards your spine, and you're starting to drop. Go really, really slow here, really slow. Dropping the back down one bit at a time. Keep the knees straight till you feel that great big stretch down the back body. And when you feel like you can go down no further, just take a grab of wherever you are, be it that you're at your ankles, you've got your hands on the floor. Look down in between your knees. Feel the stretch down your back body. Squeeze your bum. Pull up your tummy away from the floor. Big breath in. And on your breath out, bend through your knees. Come down onto your hands. And let's have a lie down on our tummies to begin with. So we're going to start off with a real bread and butter. This one can be quite hard to teach, is hip extension. So it's about teaching our body how to stabilize the pelvis and allow the leg to move freely, so that when we lift our legs, you can see if I go to lift my leg up behind me just now, I could do this, but look at that, I've lifted my entire tummy, my hip bone, everything up off the mat. So the key thing I need to do here is to keep my belly button, my hip bone, you know that wee bony bit here, just off to the side of your belly button, and my pubic bone, this entire area has to be sunk down hard into the mat while I lift my leg up behind me. And when I'm doing that, you will see I don't get to lift my leg up that high, okay? Because I'm pretty much doing 2 movements at once here. It's like doing that thing where you're patting your head and rubbing your belly. Yes, the leg is lifting up behind me, but I'm also applying a lot of force with my gluteal muscles to make sure I'm sinking my hips, my pubic bone and my belly button hard down onto the mat the entire time that I'm lifting my leg up, okay? So you can give it a wee go. You should feel it in, you'll feel it working your back extensor muscles. You'll mostly feel it in your glutes and a little bit down your hamstrings if you're doing it right as well, okay? But come right the way down. Only want your head floated up a little bit off the mat. You're right the way down onto your forearms here, so your back's quite flat. Big breath in. On your breath out, first of all, ground those 2 hip bones, your belly button and your pubic bone, down hard into the mat. So it's a real squeeze of your bum muscles here to make sure that those bony prominences are sunk into the mat. Take your weight down through your right leg. So the front of your right leg is going to be making lots of contact. And then leading with the heel, start to elevate and float your left leg up off the mat. Keep in contact with the hip bones. The front of your right leg is doing quite a lot to keep you stabilized here too. Inhale, exhale the lower back down. Good, we'll do 3 on each side. Big breath in, breath out. Sink the hip bones into the mat, pull down through your right leg, float the left leg up off the mat. Is your hip bone on that side still touching the mat? That's what I want to see, that's it. Inhale, exhale to float back down. Last time, big breath in, breath out. Sink those hip bones, the belly button and the pubic bone into the mat, and let's hover the leg. It's just a few inches up and off. And when the leg is up there, that's when you really make a conscious effort to sink the hip bones into the mat. You'll really feel this in your hamstrings. Inhale, exhale to lower back down, and switch everything off. Now we're going to do 3 on the right leg, so you can see how much concentration this takes, but this is how little attention we do pay to our hamstrings. So It's going to pay you back tenfold in terms of protecting your back, protecting your pelvis. Inhale. On your exhale, you know what to do first. It's that squeeze of the hip bones and the pelvis and the pubic bone into the mat. Pressing down through the front of the left thigh, and let's hover that right leg up. But your hip bone on that right side must still be pressed hard into the mat, as if you were trying to squish something underneath your hip bone. Inhale. Exhale to lower. A lot of concentration here. 2 things to think about. Inhale. Exhale. Push hip bones into the mat. Float the leg up. The knee can be soft. Have your ankle nice and soft as well. No tension in the foot. Big breath in. Breath out to lower. Really feeling this in the hamstrings. Last one this side. Big breath in. Breath out. Sink the pubic bone, the belly button and the hips in. And let's hover that leg up. When you're up there, really sink that hip bone in. Inhale. Exhale to lower back down. Beautiful. An evolved version for that. Now we start to take it into more functional movements that we all know, because we don't tend to think about those things. Okay. Coming down onto all fours. I'm going to get you to come down onto your forearms like so. Interlace your hands into our prayer position just here. Okay, so you're in this all fours position. I'm looking down in between my hands. Take your weight down through your left leg. I'm going to get you to pick your right knee up. First thing we're going to do is we're going to flex the knee up towards the chest. And then we push the foot away, heel leading, knee straightens out, and the leg lifts up behind us. Now again, when you're up here, I want you to think about what I just taught you on the mat beforehand. You're keeping your hips square. You're trying to press that hip bone down towards the mat by squeezing your bum and your tummy. Good. And through here, we're going to go in for 5 to 10 hamstring curls. See how you manage. Good. Curl towards the bum and straighten back up. But you're staying up in that extended position the whole time. Good. Last 3. Curl. Straighten. Curl. Straighten. Curl. Straighten. Big breath in. Breath out. Curl the knee up towards the chest. Push through the foot. Straighten back out. Curl towards the chest. And push the foot away, leading with the heel. Straighten back out. Pull towards the chest. Straighten back out. Good. Keep the hip bones shining down onto the mat. Pull your tummy up and away from the mat. And leading with the heel, let's curl our heel towards our bum. For 5. Curl, straighten. Curl, straighten. Curl, straighten. Keep going. Last 3, 2, and 1. Inhale. Oh, brilliant. Exhale. Pop that knee back down. And swap over onto the opposite side. If you're really feeling this work in your shoulders, feel free to come up onto your hands here if you like as well. But this quadruped bent over position is quite nice for working your shoulder blades too. Take your weight down through your right knee. Pick the left knee up. Curl the left knee up towards your chest. So we'll just do our couple of extensions first before coming in for our curls. Knee to chest. Straighten the knee, leading with the heel. Hip extension. But make sure you're keeping that hip bone down on that left side so that you're not twisting like so. You're keeping the bum and the tummy tight to keep the hips square, shining down onto the mat. Let's go. Curl towards the chest, leading with the heel, straightening up behind you, but only as far as you can go that allows the hips to stay square. Last one. Curl towards the chest, straighten up behind you into that hip extended position. Squeeze the bum and the tummy, pull the tummy up and away from the mat. Lead with the heel and let's curl. Curl heel towards the bum and straighten. Curl and straighten. Curl and straighten. Keep it going. And straighten. Last 3. Curl, straighten. Curl and straighten. Really trying your hardest to squeeze your heel towards your bum. Inhale. Breathe out. Bend the knee. Pull it through to the chest. Touch the chest. And straighten back out. Knee to chest. And straighten. Keep it going. Knee to chest and straighten. Knee to chest and straighten. This time we're up. We've got the leg up behind us. We're leading with the heel. We've got our hips nice and square. Our bellies pulled up from the floor. And let's curl. Heel towards the bum. Good. Keep it going. Curl and straighten. Curl and straighten. Keep it going. Last 5. Squeezing the bum. Pulling the tummy up. 4, 3. Keep it going. 2 and 1. Big breath in, breath out. Knees together, Child's pose, push your bum all the way back onto your heels. Arms are stretched out in front of you. Push down through the hands. Bring your forehead down towards the earth, giving the glutes and the lower back a great big stretch here. Oh, beautiful. Pull your tummy up towards your spine. Really, really good. Big breath in. Big breath out. Come up onto all fours. We shall thread the needle. Thread one hand underneath. You rest your head down onto the mat. Sink the forearm. And you twist yourself to look over your shoulder. Big breath in. Big breath out. Breathe in. Filling up the backs of the ribs. Exhale to come back center. And we'll do the opposite side. Hand threads underneath. Inhale. Exhale. Get the forearm all the way down onto the ground. Your ear will come down onto the mat as well. And then use the power of your rested arm to twist to look over your shoulder. Getting a grip, big stretch into the thoracic spine. In through the nose. And out through the mouth. In through the nose. And out through the mouth. Excellent. Let's make it a wee teensy bit more difficult. Next exercise, leg pull and prone. So have our fingers spread wide. Your hands are just directly underneath your shoulder joint. We're going to step one, step two, and we're in a nice full plank position, okay? Tummy pulled up and away from the ground. Bum squeeze and the shoulders squeeze back, okay? Take your weight down through your right foot. Inhale. And on your exhale, we're going to float that left leg up behind us. Breathe in. Breathe out to touch back down. Fix your plank. Take your weight down through your left leg. Inhale. On your exhale, float the right leg up. But again, keeping your hip bones floated down onto the ground. Lower that leg down. Fix your plank. A few more on each side. Big breath in. Breath out. Floating up with the left leg. Keep your tummy pulled up away from the mat. Lower that leg down. Fix your plank. Breathe in and on your breath out. Float the right leg up. Keeping the hips square. Lower back down. Big breath in. On your breath out, walk your feet slightly closer together. Push down through your hands. And come in for a nice back body stretch into a downward dog. Getting the heels onto the mat. Squeezing the shoulder blades together. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more set of those to do. Another big breath in. Breath out, arch forward. Let the feet come back. Get comfortable in your plank position again. Alright, hands just underneath the shoulders. Take the weight down through your right leg. And let's pick up the left. Tight tum and tight bum. Inhale. Exhale, float that leg back down. Fix your plank. Breathe in. Breathe out to float the right leg up. Big breath in. Breath out, touch back down. Fix your plank. One more leg lift to do on each side. Pull your tummy up and away from the mat. Let's float the left leg up. Breathe in. Breath out to touch that down. Fix your plank. Pull your tummy up towards your ribs. Inhale. Exhale, float the right leg up. Breathe in. Breathe out to touch back down. Big breath in. Breath out. Come down into a cobra stretch. Pushing down through the hands. Inhale. And on your exhale again, extended child's pose. Beautiful. Stretching through the arms here. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to come down onto my right hand side next. Should be copy me. Come onto your right hand side. Going to prop our head up on our elbow like so. Taking the hips to 40 degrees. So find 90 degrees first. And then 45, halfway between a neutral point and 90 degrees. Okay, we're going to pull our belly button in towards our spine. Propping the fingertips just in front of where your belly button sits. Float the 2 feet up. So this is going to be our starting position. One foot stacked up on top of the other. Inhale. And on your exhale, pivoting at the hip and the foot, open up into a side lying clamshell. So it's like the opening up of a clam. Inhale. And on our exhale, we're going to pulse. The bottom leg is pulling the whole structure up. But I'm keeping my tummy and my belly, you know, my back, my whole trunk, my whole center, nice and steady. It's just the movement of the legs. This knees coming up towards my face for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale, just close the clam back down. Keep the feet floated up. And we'll go for 5 singles. Open, inhale. Exhale to close. Feeling this burning in knee, hip, bum region, which is where I want you to feel it. Keep the legs folded up, keep the height in the feet, opening up into your clamshell, lower and back down. Opening up, lower and back down. Open up, and for this clamp, I'm going to go in for our last set of pulses, pulsing up towards your face for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale. Exhale, close the clamp back down. And lower the feet back down as well. Okay. Bringing the leg out into this abducted position. So have a look down at yourself. Just want your foot at the same height as your hip. Toes are pulled up towards you. Knees straight. And the tummy is pulled in as well. With the foot flexed up towards you, I'm going to get you to float your foot forward so that I can see your heel. When you're there, we're going to kick, kick. 5 times. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. You inhale. On the exhale, point the toes, and then we float back. And when our foot comes in line with our knee and our hip, we're going to draw circles. Almost imagine like there's a pencil coming out of your big toe and you're drawing football-sized circles on the back wall. Okay, change direction. And now we're going to go for almost like your car tire, the wheel of a car, the wheel of a bicycle, slightly bigger. Breathe in, breathe out. Come to that resting position where the foot, knee, and hip are all at the one length. Pull the toes up towards you, and let's float forward. Show me the heel of your foot. When you're out there, keeping the tummy steady, let's kick, kick, kick. So don't kick from your trunk. Keep your trunk nice and steady. It's all coming from the leg. Good. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale to point the toe, and back we go. Keeping the height, same height between the foot and the leg. And when you're in line with the hip, circles, circles, circles. Pencil coming out of the toe. This grounding leg on the bottom is steady. Change direction with the circles. Make them like ovals. Let's make them taller. Inhale. Exhale. Rest that leg down. Popping it down. You really feel it on the side hips here. Okay. Last side line exercise on this side, and then we'll change sides, our side plank. Up on your forearm, elbow directly underneath your shoulder here. Stack the legs out long, want the knees straight. One foot stacked up on top of the other. Big breath in. And on your breath out, push down through your arm. And you're up in a nice tall side plank. Keep holding that, so I'm just going to reposition my mat. Good. Tall side plank. Up center into a T position. Breathe in. On your exhale, scooping underneath, threading the needle, reaching the hand underneath the arm. Breathe in. Breath out. Stacking up tall. Big breath in. Breath out. Twisting underneath. Breathing in. Your breath out to take you tall. You really feel this in the shoulder too. Big breath in. Breath out last time. Scooping under just as far as you can twist. Breathe out to come up tall. Breathe in. Breathe out to lower back down. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, we are going to turn over onto our front. So just come directly and face me. Toes pulled up. Bringing the legs out at about a 5 to 1 position on the clock. Hands up at about shoulder height. Take a big breath in. And on your breath out, we're going to rotate towards the left hand side. Flip the back hand and come down to touch your toes on that side if you can manage. Try to keep the knees straight. Toes pulled up towards you. You're looking down at your knee. Breathe in. Breathe out. Release. Sit up center. Good. Stack the shoulders up nicely on top of your sitting bones. Inhale. On your exhale, rotating towards the right hand side. Flip the back hand as if you're reaching back for a seatbelt. Keep the knee straight and reach down to the toes on that side if you can. Or if you're at the knee or the calf, wherever it is that you are, keep the knee straight, reaching back with that back hand. Breathe in. Breathe out. Stack tall. One more each side. Set up the posture. Shoulders on top of hips. Breathe in. Breathe out to rotate. Flip the back hand. Down and won't touch the toes. Keep the knees locked out and straight. Inhale. And exhale. Stack them back up into sitting. Shoulders on top of hip bones. Breathe in. Last time. To this right hand side and down we go. Flipping the back hand up. Keeping the knees straight. Trying to bring the forehead down towards the legs. Feeling the stretch. Down the hamstring. Breathe in. And your breath out. Stacking you back up. Okay, come and have a lie on your left hand side now. So coming right the way down. You'll know all these ones, just the exact same repeat of the opposite side. Propped up onto your elbow, hips bent to 45 degrees, floating up into our starting clam position, hand in front of your belly button, and let's go. Opening and closing, a few clams to begin with, squeezing your side bum muscles, keeping the height in the feet, belly buttons pulled in towards the spine, the shoulders set back nicely. Closing down. Now on this next one, I'm going to open up into a nice wide clam. And whenever you're ready, pulse, pulse, pulse. It's the drive of this bottom leg. Nice and steady at the trunk. Good. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, exhale to close. Keep the height in the feet. 5 singles. Really, really feeling this burn in the hips. And the stronger we have our glutes, especially our glute medius muscle. So there's 3 layers of glutes: glute maximus, glute minimus, and glute medius. So this will work your side glutes, which is very, very important for propping up nice strong hips. Open up, and let's pulse. Pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. Exhale, close the clam. Exhale, lower the feet back down. Picking that top leg up so that the foot, knee, and hip are all nicely aligned. Pull the toes up towards your face for our side kick and circles combo, okay? Tummy nice and tight, fingers prepped out in front or on your hip if you want a little bit more of a challenge. Whenever you're ready, off we go. Floating the foot towards me so I can see the sole of your foot. When you can go no farther, ground down through that bottom leg. Kick, kick, knees straight the entire time. Small kick pulses. 3, 2, 1. Breathe in, point the toe, exhale. Keeping the height of the leg, almost as if I'm scooching my leg along a table until I'm in line with my body again. Pencil coming out of that big toe. I'm drawing circles on that bottom wall. Circle. Slow your circles down. Are your circles making your tummy and your back toss about? If so, slow the circles down. Stay tight through your core, through your powerhouse, and stay tight down that bottom leg. Sink it into the mat. Change direction with your circles. Make the circles a bit bigger this time. Control, control, control at your center. That's what this is all about. Excellent. On this next circle, finish plane of your body. Pull the toes up towards your face, and let's foot forward for our side kick. Show me the heel of your foot, and then kick, kick for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breath in, point the toe, breath out till the toe comes aligned with the knee and the hip, and let's go for circles. Let's go for ovals, real tall circles around and back. Get all aspects of your circle, the height going backwards, down, in front. Change direction. Tennis ball size, really, really small, really, really small. Keep the control of the bottom leg. Legs burning, really good. Inhale. On your exhale, keep your bum a tap, amazing. Okay, propping yourself up onto your elbow. Elbows just directly underneath the shoulder. Poker straight body, knee straight, one foot stacked up on top of the other. Breathe in. And on your breathe out, side plank. Lift an arm right the way up overhead. Take a big breath in. Breath out, come into this T position. And you know what to do. We're scooping in underneath, pulling the belly up and away from the mat, threading the needle underneath, and then stack yourself back tall. 3 of these in total. Do T position, and then curl in. Pulling the tummy up and away, threading the hand underneath the body, gently with control. Last time. Underneath. Twist and back. Up tall. Inhale. Exhale to lower back down. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, let's go on for a couple of bridging and yes, some core exercises. Why not? Okay, so when we're in our Pilates rest position like so, we have our chin tucked in nicely into our chest. Our shoulder blades fit like jigsaw pieces back into the mat. When you feel that happening, you're going to feel the ribs wanting to rise up. But just like we talked before, about keeping the ribs heavy, keeping the connection between the ribs and the pelvis. We keep the shoulders back, but we also keep the ribs connected down as well. Tightening in your lower tummy muscles as if you're squeezing into a tighter pair of jeans. And your heels should just be underneath your sits bones. Knees bent up like mine, about hip width apart. Inhale. On your exhale, we're going to push down through all 10 toes and the heels. we're going to pick the bum up off the mat. We're going to walk our spine up one bit at a time until you're up in a nice tall bridge. Now when you're here, it's very, very important that you're not letting the ribs rise up, otherwise you'll dump into your lower back. So keep that tummy tightness on, the connection between the ribs and the pelvis to keep the ribs down, and it's literally just your glutes and your hamstrings sinking down through the feet to push yourself up here, so that you're not lifting up like this. See the difference? That you're nice and tight at the tummy, and all of this is coming from the backs of the legs. That's where I want to see it. Okay, big breath in. And on your breath out, we're going to lift the arms up overhead. They're just going to rest up there behind us, and we're taking the support of the arms out of the picture. Breath in. On your breath out, take your weight down through your left leg. We're going to pick the right leg up into a tabletop position. Breathe in. Push down through your left foot to propel your bridge up high. Breath out to touch that leg back down. Fix your bridge when you're there. Keep the height. Inhale. On your exhale, take your weight down through your right foot and pick up your left. When you've got the left leg up, bring your attention to your right foot. Sink your right foot down hard into the mat to give yourself that lift. Lift your bum up off the mat and touch back down. Fix your bridge. Inhale. And on your exhale, lowering your back down one bit at a time, and the arms come and float back down as well. This time we're going to be able to use the power of the arms. Big breath in, breath out, sink down through the feet. Pick yourself back up into your bridge again, really squeezing your glutes to push your hip bones up, keeping the ribs down. Breathe in. On your breath out, we're going to pick the right leg up. This time we're going to straighten the leg. Pull the toes up towards you. We're going to lower down just so that we're level with the left leg, like paintbrush strokes. 5 leg lifts, 2 more to go. Up, down, and up. Inhale, exhale to bend that leg. Increase the height of the bridge. You're going to feel this down your hamstrings and your glutes. Breathing in. And on your breath out, let's pick up the left leg. Knees straight. Pull the toes up towards your face. So you're going down with the heel, and then you point your toes to come up. Down with the heel. Point the toes to come up. Good. Sinking down through that right foot to keep the height of your bridge. Keep tall. Down with the heel. Up with the toe. Last one. Down with the heel. Up with the toe. Inhale. Exhale. Strengthen your bridge. Pushing the hip bones up towards the ceiling. Big breath in. Breath out. Dropping your spine down. One bit at a time. Straighten out your left leg. Straighten out your right leg. A little bit of an abdominal series that's going to lead into a nice hamstring stretch after that. Okay. Arms all the way up overhead. Nice. Get the nice stretch into your abs before we make them work. Breathe in. On your breath, we're going to float the hands up overhead. When they stop just above the shoulder joints, we tuck the chin into the chest. Keep your knees straight and your toes pointed. Peel your spine up one bit at a time. Shoot right the way forward. Pull your toes up. And you're just coming forward, hamstring stretch them down, touch your toes. Pull your belly up and away from your legs. Keep your knees straight. Breathe in deep. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Going to do a wee flow of 5 of these, or curl ups and hamstring stretches. Inhale. On your exhale, release the feet. Toes pointed, knees straight. Now we're thinking of walking this spine down one bit at a time. So you have to go really slow here. So you have to make sure your coccyx, your tailbone touches. Then your mid-back. Then your shoulders, shoulder blades. The last thing that'll come back down is your head. And your arms come all the way up overhead. Okay, let's go for that. Inhale. Exhale. Bring up the hands. They stop just above the shoulder joint. Chuck the chin to the chest and curl your spine up. Just the same way you went down. And then you keep following through. All the way down to touch your toes. Knees straight. Looking down in between the knees. Try to pull yourself as far forward as you can. But keep the knees straight. Backs of the knees pressed into the mat. Big breath in. And on your breath out, let's release. Knees straight, toe pointed, walking the spine down. One bit at a time with control. Till you're right the way back on the mat. Shoulder blades touch. Arms come up overhead. Inhale. Exhale. Tuck the chin to the chest. Knees straight. Keeping the legs steady if you can, or if not, you can work to bend the toes, pull up, and you come right the way forward, touching the toes. Forehead comes in between the shoulders. Looking down in between the legs. Inhale. Exhale. Let go of your feet. Keep your knees straight, your toes pointed. Bring the attention to the spine. Walking the spine down. Gentle and with control. The legs are locked down, one bit at a time. So the shoulder blades touch, the head touches back down, arms come up overhead, inhale. Exhale, up come the arms, they stop just above the shoulder, and that's when the head and neck start to come up, one bit at a time. Legs are super steady the whole time, really, really good. Toes pull up, we go down and touch. Full core mobility here, nice and easy. It's all about control and strength. Big breath in, breath out. Last time, point toes, knees straight, thinking of the spine. Walking down, one bit at a time, till we're lying right the way on our back. Absolutely beautiful. Bend up at your knees for me. And we're going to slide the hands up, sitting yourself up into a seated position. So now we're up here. We've got our knees bent up. Let me get you to take your hands behind you like so that your fingers are facing your body, okay? If you're wanting it easy, we're going to do backwards bridge just now. You can push up with a bent knee, but if you're wanting it more difficult, most definitely straighten your legs out. You're going to push down through your heels, okay? Big breath in. Again, this is more hamstring and glutes work, okay? Big breath in. On the breath out, push down through your hands and through your feet. Keep that rib connection. Take your weight down through your left leg and lift the right leg up and down. Swap over left, up and down, right, up and down, left, up and down. Last time, right and down. Keep the height, left and down. Big breath in, breath out. Down to touch toes. Feel this working your hamstrings as well. That's just to get that little bit of nip in the hammies, in the hamstrings, which is where I want you feeling this. 2 more sets. Hands come behind, knees straight, sinking down through the heels. And the hands, big breath in, breath out. Nice strong bridge. Keep the rib connection, keep the tummy muscles tight. Inhale, exhale, let's lift the right leg first. Up and down, fix your bridge. Left, up and down, fix your bridge. Right, down, left, down. Last ones, right, down, push, left, down. Inhale, exhale to lower down, shooting down to touch the toes. Absolutely amazing. Keeping the knees straight. Amazing. Big breath in. And big breath out. And letting go. Absolutely beautiful. We'll do one more wee ab exercise. Sitting up nice and tall, holding on to the backs of the thighs, and let's start to roll down one bit at a time. Okay, we're going to straighten out that left leg, pulling the right knee up towards your chest, giving it a good pull up towards you. So you sat, your shoulder blades are up, your chin's tucked into your chest, and you're looking at this knee. Breathe in, and on the breath out, swap over. A few wee scissors. So right now you're just taking a grab of either side of the knee, and soon we're going to add in a little bit of resistance. I'm going to get you to interlace your fingers like so. And when the knee comes up, press into your hand. Keep that bottom leg straight. Swap over. Pull the knee up into the hand. Swap over. Push the knee into the hand. Good. Push and swap. Push and swap. Good. Push and swap. Push and swap. Big breath in. Breath out, pull the knees to the chest, rest your head down. Pop the left leg down, put your right foot on top of your left knee, both hands, thread your hands around the back of your left thigh, and pull the legs towards you. Straighten your left knee, and pull your toes up towards your face. Edge the entirety of your legs towards you. Big breath in, and big breath out. Big breath in, and breath out, touching that foot back down, taking the knee up to your chest on that side, and then we swap over. Left foot up onto the right knee, hands thread around the back of the right thigh. Nice gluteal stretch here. Edge the legs towards you, and let's straighten the right knee, pulling the toes up towards your chest, up towards your face. Good. Edge the legs towards you. Inhale. And on your exhale, bend at the knee. Straighten that right leg all the way out, right? I want the entirety of the back of your right straight leg to touch the ground. Okay, so some of us might have a little bit of a bend in the knee here. Yeah, sink the knee, back of the knee hard into the ground. Pull your toes up, rest your head back, and try to pull this left knee as close towards your chest as you can, but without letting the right leg straight. So this, you're concentrating on two things: the pull of the left knee to the chest and the straightening of the right knee, the back of the right knee into the ground. Inhale and exhale. Sit your upper body up, shoulder blades up off the mat, and swap over. Get the left leg all the way onto the ground, back of the knee into the mat, toes pulled up towards you. Now rest your head back, edge the right knee towards your chest, but sink that straightened left knee into the mat. The back of the leg has to make contact with the mat. That's it. Get you a stretch at the front of the hip. Big breath in. And breath out, sitting yourself up. Pulling both knees to your chest. And sitting all the way up. Beautiful. Okay, a little bit of a kneeling exercise to do. So you're up into a kneeling position. We'll start off with this right side first. So I want your fingers facing away from you. You come down so that your hand, your knee, and your extended leg on this side are all nicely in line with each other. Pull your upper body so that your shoulders are stacked up on top of each other so that you're not rounded forward like this. Lovely. You've got a lovely big chest opening here. Have a spine down, hand, knee, and ankle are all nicely in line. And we're going to go in for our side leg lifts. Again, keeping the tummy nice and tight here, so that we're not tossing the trunk around. And leading with the heel. Good. Last 3, 2, and 1. Inhale. Exhale, gentle and with control. Can you take yourself up? And now we'll go down to the opposite side. Hand, knee, and foot all nicely in line. Pulling the chest back. One hand stacked up on top of the other. And leg lift. You might find a difference from one hip to the other. I know I definitely find this hip a little bit tighter. Going for 10 in total. Halfway there. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale. Exhale. Up to catch. Beautiful. And this leaves us in a perfect position to stretch off our hip flexors. Okay. Kneeling. I'm going to bring my right foot out in front. And I'm kneeling on that left knee behind, flatten down your foot on that side. Hip bones are facing forward. I'm going to lunge forward onto that front leg. Bring the right elbow onto the forearm. Squeeze your bum muscles to get that extra bit of a posterior pelvic tilt. And you should be feeling the stretch all down the front of your hip flexor here. Take a breath in. As you lift your left arm up overhead. Breathing in. Breathing out. Coming up onto the toes of that left foot, leading with the heel. Can you take a grab? Anybody with tight quadriceps down, muscles down the front, you're really going to feel this. Try to get your bum and your heel to touch. Oh, you really feel it down the front of the thigh. It's brilliant. Breathing deep in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Keep the tummy tight and squeeze your bum. You'll feel it intensifying when you squeeze your bum muscles so that you're not dumping into your lower back. Inhale. And exhale. Lower that leg back down. Come off of the stretch, back into kneeling, and swap over legs. So we've got the left leg out in front now. Good. And we're lunging in to that front knee. Left forearm coming on. Right arm coming up overhead to get the hip flexor stretch. Squeeze your bum. Breathing in through the nose. Out through the mouth. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Come off the stretch slightly. Hold on to something if you need to reach back. Oh, to take a grab. My balance is awful today. To take a grab of that ankle. And pulling the heel up towards the bum. Squeeze your bum and your tummy for that little bit of stability. Big breath in. And a big breath out. Breathe in. And breathe out. lowering that leg back down. And we're back into a kneeling position. Come onto all fours. We're just going to shoot straight up into a downward dog here. Turn up at the toes. Hands are underneath the shoulder joints. Breathe in. And on your breathe out, push down through your hands and the feet to propel yourself back onto your heels, your bums up in the air. Stretching off your calf muscles in your back body here. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Really push the earth away with your hands to get yourself back further onto those heels. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. And walk the hands back towards the feet. And now we're back in that spinal roll down position like we were in the very beginning. Looking down in between the knees. We take a breath in. And our breath out, we're going to ground down through our feet to stand back up again. Squeezing through the bum, stacking yourself up one bit at a time. Nice and gentle, really, really slow. Until you're back up and standing again. Absolutely beautiful. We'll do a few cool down movements. That was absolutely excellent. Okay, breathing in. And on your breath out, lifting the arms up overhead. Drawn tall. And the arms are just scooping out to the side. Nice and easy. Good. And back down by the side. Absolutely excellent. Hand comes up in prayer position. Feet are parallel facing me. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. Tummy up nice and tight. Inhale. On the exhale, we'll keep the feet in the lower body where we are, but we're going to rotate our trunk upon our pelvis to turn around, looking over our left shoulder. Breathe in. On our breath out. Coming back center. Breathe in. On the breath out, we follow right the way around to the right hand side. Show me how far around you can twist to look over that right shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. Back center. Arms come wide. Inhale. Exhale. Rotating, rotating, rotating. As far around as you can twist. Feeling the entirety of the spine. Getting the stretch here. Inhale. Exhale. Back center. Last time to the side. Inhale. Exhale to the right. Twist, 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 twist. Breathing in. Breathing out. Coming back center. Feet are slightly wider than hip width apart. We're going to come straight for our saw stretch. Inhale. Exhale, bringing the left hand down and across to touch the right foot. Inhale. Exhale. Standing back up. Inhale. Exhale, curl the spine down. Pull your tummy up and away from the mat. Down to touch the foot. But twist yourself when you're down there, looking back over the shoulder of that left hand. Inhale. Exhale to stack back up. One more each side. Big breath in. Breath out to rotating down. Inhale. Exhale, grounding down through those hamstrings to come back up. Inhale. Exhale, twist, curl the spine down. Pull the tummy up and away from the mat. Down to touch the foot. Inhale. Exhale. To stand back up. Beautiful. Last of all, going to take our weight. Just go where it's comfortable for you. Just slightly wider than hip width apart. Transferring weight from left to right and left to right. Going to bring our side bends in and let's slow way down. Almost like we're reaching up to grab something up off the ceiling. Excellent. Grow tall and fold the hands down, sliding down the thighs. Keep the knees straight until you're down to touch your toes. Bend your knees. Lift the chest. Squeeze the shoulders back and stand through there. We'll do one more of those. Chin tucks down to the chest. Running the hands down the thighs, your knees are straight till you come down to touch your toes. Feel the stretch down the back body. Bend your knees, lift your chest, lift your hands up off the ground, squeeze the shoulder blades together and your knees are bent. And stand up through there. Take a big breath in as you lift your arms up overhead. Breath out, hands come behind your head. Breathe in to shrug the shoulders. Breathe out to pull the shoulders down. Breathe in to go tall, tippy toes, breathe out, down a circle, one more, big breath in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, go tall. Breathe out. Hands down by your side. Shake it all about. Well done. That's that session done. It would be ideal. It's 55 minutes long. If this is something that can be done on a daily basis, amazing. If it can be done even every other day, even better still. A couple of times per week, and you will start to notice a difference in time. Like I said, it takes time. You know, it could take a month, 2 months for that position of the pelvis to change. And the only reason that's important is that if you're having back pain or hip pain, it's going to help you out massively. Leave any comments or message me if you need to know anything else. Take care of yourself. See you soon. Bye.